Welcome to the Workamper Show, brought to you by Workamper.com. This podcast helps you discover how to finance your RV travel dreams. Each one of our episodes will introduce you to people who are already living the RV lifestyle or to work camping opportunities all around the U.S. You'll also learn how to hit the road the right way and make the most of every opportunity. Now let's turn over today's show to your host, Greg Gerber.
Today I'm speaking with an entrepreneur from Rhode Island who has launched an interesting business opportunity for people who love the RV lifestyle and have a knack for problem solving. This episode is sponsored by Workamper News. If you have more questions and answers when it comes to the work camping and RVing lifestyle, then Workamper News can help. Listen to their free work camping Q&A videos to get your questions answered. Each video answers questions submitted by folks just like you who are learning about the RV lifestyle, just getting started, or who've been work camping for a while. The videos cover topics like what kind of work camping jobs are out there, what do those jobs pay, tips for writing your work camper resume, questions to ask an employer, what type of RV is best, how to get your mail as an RVer, and much more. Listen to detailed answers now by watching the videos at workamper.com/answers. In the description of each video, you'll find a list of questions that were answered so you can quickly jump to the answers you want to hear. Check out the free Work Camping Q&A videos to get your questions answered today. My guest today is Ron Ash, the founder of MyRVGuy. It is a growing franchise that provides mobile RV services across the country. Ron shares how he turned his passion for RVs and business into a thriving enterprise and how others can do the same. A MyRVGuy franchise is designed for RVers who are mechanically inclined, self-motivated, and passionate about helping fellow travelers maintain and repair their rigs. Whether you RV full-time or do so seasonally, if you've ever considered running your own business to support your travel experiences, you will enjoy this interview. So please welcome Ron Ash, the founder of MyRVGuy, to the show. Thanks for joining me today, Ron. I really appreciate the time. Tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're from.
I am from Smithfield, Rhode Island.
How long have you been there?
I've been here my entire life with the exception of 2 years down in Florida.
How did you decide to open MyRVGuy?
You know, I've always owned my own business for the majority of my work career. So I have a strong background in business and marketing. I had decided to work for an RV dealership in Uxbridge, Massachusetts as a salesperson initially, and I did very well at that. They had sold to a national chain, and it didn't really align with it was in conflict with who I am. So I realized that this wasn't going to work out for me, and I saw that there was a high demand in mobile RV services, actually in any type of RV services. It seemed like the dealerships had 3 different types of service customers. First priority went to the people who had just purchased RVs, and that would take about 3 weeks to a month for the PDI and for them to come in and do the walkthrough and take delivery of their RV. The next customer would be somebody who purchased the RV, already had taken delivery, and they may have just been out for a week or a few weeks. And the dealers would say, well, you know, we're really booked, we're overbooked, and schedule people for 3 months. And that wouldn't really work out for them because a lot of them were already camping. And then the third customer would be someone who did not buy the RV from them. And they would be told, we'll see you in about a year. And that seemed to be just kind of like a way to blow them off.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so, you know, I did some research and I saw that the demand was even higher than I thought, especially in the mobile RV services side of the business. And that's when I decided to make the investment. I had a good amount of commissions that I had to cash out because of the changing of the companies from Flag RV over to the other RV dealership. And I decided to make the investment.
Super.
And it's worked out very well. I've had so much business and marketing experience that I took the mobile RV services model, streamlined it, made it more efficient and easier to jump into for someone who loves being an RV technician or who just loves working on RVs. So they could do what they love and we could take care of the rest.
That's cool. You provide more than just RV repairs and inspections, though. You provide a variety of RV-related services, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, we do the RV services, which is pretty much just the house part. So we do the HVAC, electrical, plumbing, awning, and related. We also do the pre-purchase inspections, as you said, and we also offer RV sellers assistance. So if people are trying to sell their RVs, we kind of walk them through the whole process, get it all set up, do the marketing and advertising for them. And we're there at the closing too, just to kind of help things along.
Where do you provide this service?
Wherever the customer is.
Do you have franchisees all over the country?
We have some corporate territories right now that we run on a referral basis. And then we have some of our own territories too that are corporate right now. The franchise thing is relatively new.
Okay. When you come to repairing RVs, are you folks certified RV technicians or certified RV inspectors?
We have certified RV technicians and certified RV inspectors that have graduated from either the RVTI or the National RV Training Academy.
You also do some orientations for new buyers, I understand.
That's correct. We do RV orientations. This is something that's offered on a small scale at the dealership. It's a relatively quick process. And I found from years of experience that a lot of times the people are so excited about taking delivery of the RV that they're really not paying attention to what's being told about the proper maintenance and repair of the RVs. And most of the time when things go wrong, it's user error. So even in that case, I'd probably recommend RV orientations. But if they buy from a private party, then they have had no orientation at all. So it's something that alleviates a lot of anxiety for the RV buyer.
That's a good
point. By
point.
having that orientation. And it also stops them from breaking things.
And that's a good point. Yeah. When you're buying from a private party, the owner might do a little walkthrough, but it would only be on things that they're interested in or highlights that they want to make, like this doesn't work the way it should, or here's how you get this to work, there are workarounds to that, etc. But when it comes to the structural information and things like that, a private owner might not have the skill or knowledge to know what to talk about or to explain it properly. So having you folks do it would be a plus, I would imagine.
Yeah, very true. And it's the same with the RV pre-purchase inspections. I mean, RVs are very expensive, and you can lose a lot of money if you just kind of haphazardly, purchase an RV and you're just based on the seller's information. I mean, we've gone into some where there were serious mold issues from ongoing water damage that difficult to tell, slide out issues, HVAC issues, appliances not working. I mean, an RV refrigerator, it could cost between $2,000 and $3,000 installed.
No kidding. And that can be expensive to have to replace right after you bought a new RV.
Yeah. And it is very expensive to hire an RV technician as well. If you wanted to, hire someone, you got to figure that there's going to be a fee for going out there. It's going to be probably at least $100 just to go out there in travel time, and a minimum of $175 an hour, even if it's 5 minutes for the first hour, to do a diagnostic. And then, they may have to come back, order the parts, and, then there's another charge for that as well. So if you get into an RV and it's a bad one, it's going to cost you.
One of the services that I saw that you provide on your website is insurance estimates. Is that for buying insurance or actually fixing or repairing an RV after a collision?
We have accounts with various insurance providers that will either refer us to the customer or have us go out there to estimate the damages to the RV.
Okay, so it's for accidents related kind of thing.
That's right. And franchisees will also have access to other things as well. They'll have access to those same companies for referrals in their areas. They'll have access to warranty work from the major manufacturers like Keystone RV, Forest River RV, so on and so forth.
Okay. I understand you provide buying help for customers who are interested in acquiring an RV. What kind of services do you offer in that regard?
Yeah, if they're interested in purchasing an RV, we can kind of put them in touch with sellers that have the RV floor plans that they'd be interested in. In RVs, it's pretty much a shoebox and it has a variety of different floor plans. There's a lot out there, and sometimes the buyer thinks they know what they want. When it comes down to it, we listen. And that's part of the training too for the franchisees. We teach you how to basically interview the customer, identify their needs, and find an RV that'll work best for them. Because some of these people will get an RV loan that's 20 years. That's a
Right.
long time to pay for a mistake.
Exactly. And once you get upside down, you can't get rid of that mistake.
That's correct.
So you don't go to like an RV show with a customer and walk through some of the units and guide them in making a buying decision.
No, we don't do too much, which in physical things like that, as far as going to a show and walking a customer around. But that'll come down to the, again, to the pre-purchase inspection too, when we actually, get with the customer and look at what they're purchasing and identify their needs and see if this is something that will really work for them. My most recent RV inspection was earlier in the month. And initially the woman said she was going to live in the RV, and it was a Class B RV that was converted by, a small private company. And, I told her, I said, well, these aren't really meant to live in. These are recreational vehicles. They're not. And that one in particular, I mean, it didn't have an inside shower.
Mhm.
It had a composting toilet. I mean, they're meant for weeks or weekends, And if you're, trying to RV in the Northeast, where last week I went to a customer and we get customers with furnace issues during the colder months up here. And I really try to discourage people from doing that. If you have to go through the trouble of worrying about having a heating system in place, and they just meant pretty much to get the chill out of the air, not to run 24/7 like you'd have to in New England. So if you're RVing in the Northeast, you're RVing wrong in the wintertime. You should be going south for the winter.
I would
Follow the snowbirds.
I would agree with that. So with MyRVGuy, you are making available to other RVers this opportunity to get involved. What does that mean and what would it involve?
I noticed a lot of people, especially when they're over 45 years old, especially, over 50 years old. HR professionals do not want to invest in people that age, unless they're a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. This is a great business opportunity that somebody can get into for a relatively small investment and take control of their lives, to do what they love, get out there with the people, if they're mechanically inclined and self-motivated. I really came up with this thing as an opportunity to help people to gain self-employment. From my decades of experience as being a self-employed person and owning several businesses. I owned a business from 2 until I sold it in 2009. I pretty much opened another location every year for the first 3 years and added service. So I have a lot of experience in business and marketing, and I really wanted to share that with people. I'm not sure if I just answered the right question.
Yeah. I was looking to more, what can the RV owners do or what can the work campers do with MyRVGuy? I mean, they can own their own business, but do they have territories that they can work in, or are they able to go around nationally and provide services wherever they may be?
Well, we just started talking about that initially because we've interviewed a few different prospective franchisees, and some really weren't excited about the territory part of it. They either, wanted to go outside a territory, so they felt maybe I'd be restricted. But we're most likely going to set it up so people can work wherever they are. And that's where the Workamper thing came into place. So we should be able to, have them log in according to where they're going to be, and then just dispatch the customers directly to them wherever they are, and then they can service the customers there.
Okay. So the customers are going to be calling you like a one-stop number, and then you are going to be filtering those requests for service out to people who are involved with your organization.
Correct. We use a application called House Call Pros that enables us to, take the appointments and then, dispatch the right RV technician in the area that they are to that customer.
Do people have to pay you to become a member or a franchisee?
Yes, there's a initial franchise fee, and then there's a percentage that goes to advertising, and then there's a percentage that goes to revenue.
Do you want to talk about what those are right now, or is this something you'd like to explore with people when they call?
Yeah, they can call or they can visit online at MyRVGuyFranchise.com. It has all the information as far as the franchise royalties, the advertising share, and the initial royalty fee.
Okay.
The initial franchise fee is $30,000.
Okay.
Then tools, truck, basic startup expenses, probably another, depending on what they need, maybe another $20,000 to $30,000.
Okay.
So I think they could probably get into this thing for under 60.
All right. When you talk about getting a truck, does that mean that it's a specific kind of truck that people have to have that are franchised with logos, etc.?
It's to their advantage to get a wrapped vehicle. It's a great form of advertising. Many a times I've been at a campsite and someone has called shortly afterwards and they says, "Oh, I saw your truck, at the campground." So, that's part of it. A lot of guys already have trucks and tools that are getting into this. So, if they already have the truck and they already have the tools, they're probably looking closer to that $40,000 mark.
Okay. And they can work anywhere that they're traveling.
Correct. They can work anywhere that they're traveling as a MyRVGuy franchisee.
When did MyRVGuy start officially?
The brand officially started in 2018.
Okay.
I used it as a tool to sell RVs, to give them a demo. So I started doing little 1-minute demos at the dealership. Hey, it's Ron Ash, aka MyRVGuy. Today we're here at Flag RV and we're showing you such and such a model. And that became very popular. So again, when the dealership sold, I had this brand already developed and it was a strong brand. I mean, it was bringing in so many people to the dealership that I was giving away leads to other salespeople. We had a fantastic environment because everybody was happy. Everybody was very busy. There wasn't all this fighting over customers.
That makes sense. So what kind of traits and qualifications are you really looking for in a franchisee?
I'm looking for people that are people. They're friendly, they're courteous, they're honest. They want to inform the customer, and they may be passionate about camping and RVing. That's one of the things that really resonates with our customers. I talk a lot about, my experiences camping, my experiences RVing, and that plays an important role in what we do.
Do they need any special skills or training in advance? In other words, do they need to be certified RV inspectors or technicians before they come to you? Or is that something that you provide once they join your organization?
We do provide some ongoing training and some access through the manufacturers of training as well. We encourage people to get the certifications and stuff too. But, certification process is relatively new. There are a lot of people that have been doing this for 30, 40 years, or that were trained at the dealerships to become, RV technicians. And they may have started at a level 1, went to a level 2, got all the way up to a master technician. But we have the resources and we have the training available to potential franchisees if they really want to get, the more you know, the more you grow, the more you learn, the more you earn. So it's that advantage to seek the training.
What's involved in the franchising process? They submit an application, but then what happens?
Right. So that is on the website.
Okay.
But I can walk you through it. Step one is to fill out the form. You complete our form on our website, and we'll reach out to provide you with more information. Step two is what we call the kickoff. The MyRVGuy team wants to meet the potential franchisee. We'll schedule an in-person or remote meeting to review the application and discuss the details as we begin our partnership. Step three, this is Discovery Day. Our franchise development representative will schedule a visit to our corporate location. Here we'll review detailed information on our business model, support, and marketing tools available. That brings us to step four, foundational knowledge. MyRVGuy FDD, which is the franchise disclosure documents, will be reviewed. Our leadership team will train the potential franchisee and their team in preparation for establishing their own MyRVGuy franchise. We'll send a copy of the franchise disclosure documents for their review. And then, they have 14 days to review the document. And then that'll bring us to step five, which is after the FDD review. This is the time that they can apply for financing if needed. So we do offer financing for the franchise.
Well, that's nice. And that's something that's provided by your organization. They don't have to go out and get their own financing to get involved.
Correct.
That's a really good idea.
The greatest thing about the franchise is, and I talked to an old friend of mine about it. He got a little bit upset. He owns a plumbing company, and he was talking about, I could sell my plumbing company for $1 million and this and that to Jeff's plumbing company. And I said to him, I said, Jeff, honestly, you are Jeff's plumbing company. When Jeff is gone, those customers are gone too. And I says, all you're really selling is an old truck, old tools, and an old book, which I don't mean to sound morbid, has many customers who have passed already. I says, but with a franchise, you have that name brand recognition. It's always marketable.
That's a very good point. I was one of the questions I was going to ask. What are the advantages of being a franchisee? So it is just that, to not only have the customers, but the name recognition, that as the franchise grows and more people become aware of it, it becomes even better name recognition.
Yeah, and it becomes more valuable. It's something that'll take people, like we said, people 45, 50 plus, as they get closer to retirement and they're trying to get, a job, it's pretty much an unspoken rule that HR professionals, they just don't want to invest in someone that's so close to retirement. The MyRVGuy franchise model is something that could take you to and through retirement. And, according to calcxml.com, which is a valuation calculator for businesses, MyRVGuy franchise with an annual earning of $100,000 with an anticipated earning of 25% with 10 years of expected continued earnings, even with a 5% discount to the seller, would have an estimated valuation of $2,637,464.
Wow.
So that's something that they could sell. I realized that early on, that there's a lot of profit in the sale of an existing business. And there are always investors that are looking for businesses that are already up and running. Because the first couple of years of the business, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to establish a brand. It takes a lot to gain customer trust. And it takes a lot to fine-tune the business. We've already fine-tuned everything. You're not throwing money out of the window trying to do this, try that. Let me see if this works. We already know what works. We have a fine-tuned business model that'll help you make money pretty much from day one.
That's excellent. How can people get more information about this opportunity?
They can, as I said, they can learn more at www.com. They can also jump on our website, MyRVGuy.shop, and click on a menu there to go directly to the franchising page. Or they can text me directly at 401-324-05RV. And I'd be glad to answer any of the questions. And then if they'd like to go forward, I can connect them with my salesperson, and they could feel free to, ask him any more questions about the nuts and bolts about starting the franchise operation.
Well, thank you very much for sharing about this opportunity with our audience. I see it as an opportunity for people who are work campers who might be entrepreneurial in nature, also technically skilled, and want to just get into a business without doing a lot of the back end stuff.
That's right. And we're there constantly, again, for business support, technical support, and marketing support as well.
Thank you again, Ron. I really appreciate it.
Hey, it was great. Thanks for having me on, Greg.
Ron Ash, the founder of MyRVGuy, outlined an interesting business opportunity for tech-minded individuals looking for ways to make money by helping other RVers. It's an ideal fit for work campers or other professionals looking to establish a sustainable income while enjoying the freedom of the road. Becoming a MyRVGuy franchise requires an initial investment which typically falls between $40,000 and $60,000 depending upon equipment you already own. The initial franchise fee grants business owners access to the MyRVGuy brand, its established reputation, and a wealth of other resources. The fee includes tools and equipment to stock a well-equipped service vehicle with essential tools for diagnosing and repairing RV issues. If you already own a truck and tools, your startup costs may be on the lower end. MyRVGuy provides a proven business model, including a recognizable brand, online presence, advertising support, and customer referrals to help franchisees secure jobs right away. While prior experience as an RV technician is helpful, it is not required. MyRVGuy offers ongoing training and access to certifications through industry-recognized programs. Franchisees also enjoy access to manufacturer training, business mentorship, and technical guidance to help grow their expertise. Franchisees can choose their own service areas, meaning they're not locked into a single location. Whether you prefer working in a fixed territory or traveling from state to state, MyRVGuy offers the flexibility to earn an income wherever you roam. Franchisees benefit from exclusive partnerships with insurance companies, warranty providers, and major RV manufacturers to provide a steady stream of work opportunities. One of the biggest advantages of owning MyRVGuy franchise is that it's a business you can build and sell when you're ready to retire. To learn more about this opportunity, visit www.myrvguyfranchise.com. Today's episode was sponsored by Workamper News, much more than just a job listing website. When you put the tools of this professional service into action, you'll find out just how easy it can be to turn your work camping dreams into reality. A Workamper membership opens the door to a one-stop shop for all things work camping. Being the original resource for work camping, you'll find the largest number of job listings, be able to connect with a community of work campers, and view resources compiled by experts who've been enjoying the RV lifestyle for many years. If you're serious about leading a successful and enjoyable work camping lifestyle, then membership is for you. Join today at www.workamper.com. Embark on new adventures today with the support of Workamper News behind you. That's all for this week's show. Next time we'll be speaking with the owners of a Colorado wedding venue located on a spacious ranch. I'll have that interview in the next episode of The Workamper Show. Thank you for listening.